So when we began the project, the first part was a series of structured, facilitated dialogues between different faith groups, a total of 8 different faith groups, coming together, making collages, having discussions, really exploring the nature of the relationships and perceptions of the different faith groups inside our community. The culmination of that was to create some different planning models for steps for going forward. And then the second stage was a series of different presentations or celebrations that each of the faith groups held typically in their place of worship. So it was usually some sort of information session, then some sort of presentation of say activities, possibly a shared worship, and then some sort of meal or refreshments. Mm-hmm. And then the third stage, the part that we're in right now, is some cooking classes. So really highlighting those meals. Yeah. And as well as then information or presentation sessions that are attached to that. So cooking classes where we learn to prepare the food together. Then we actually share the food that we've prepared with the larger group, and then talk a little bit about the different faiths that we're there part of and celebrating.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And you've been involved with this for how long now? So
this is our third year.
Third year. And you've been involved from the get-go.
Yes.
And you were telling me, as far as you're with the South Island Dispute Resolution Center, and your involvement, you were saying, has sort of dropped off a bit. And I wonder if you could just talk a little bit about that.
Mm-hmm. I would say at the beginning of the project and the beginning of the relationships between these different groups, it was sort of our take that a more facilitated or more structured role was needed to lay the groundwork for building constructive relationships, just in that these were groups that hadn't worked together in the past. And so really around getting to know each other and making sure it was going to be an effective and really welcoming and inclusive relationship. It was relatively structured and facilitated. And then now, as the groups have built those relationships and as folks are taking on larger leadership roles with regards to those relationships, that facilitated support need is getting less and less. And so my role is getting smaller and smaller. Yeah.
So that's working out for you.
It's perfect. I'm working myself out of a job.
Great. Now, one of my interests is collaboration, and you are doing this in partnership with the Intercultural Center Victoria, and also the Multifaith Group, Multifaith Society. Can you talk a little bit about how that partnership has been going, and why it's worked, and what do you think has made it work so well?
Yeah, the Multifaith Society, the Victoria Multifaith Society, and the South Island Dispute Resolution Center that I'm part of, we were invited as community partners to participate by the Intercultural Association of Greater Victoria. So they were the lead on the project. Mm-hmm. They wrote the original funding proposal and conceived of the idea, and came to both of us and asked us would we be interested in participating. And I think it was an enthusiastic yes from both sides. I think that part of what's made it such a great partnership and so effective has been the shared ideas and the shared values around bringing folks together, collaboration, and really wanting to learn more. And so I think that it's been a really effective partnership. I think that both Steve from ICA and I have seen the Multifaith Society as a pretty natural kind of landing place for how this work can continue on in the future, and I think that's their sense as well. Because they're an already existing organization that supports, multi-faith interaction and dialogue and information sharing, that our role is really around kind of helping build those relationships and getting folks involved together, and then hopefully they're going to carry it forward.
Right. Good. Just to wrap up a little bit, what is there any way you kind of talk about your overall experience as part of this project, and anything you'd like to sort of sum it up with? I know that's a difficult question.
Well, I'd say that the biggest takeaway that I have from it personally, and I know I've heard this echoed from some of the other participants and even my own family, has been a tremendous sense of welcome and belonging in those different faith groups. I could say that there can't be too many places left in Victoria, places of worship that I could go and not feel welcome. I mean, I would feel welcome and included and invited and enjoy it just about anywhere. And I'm not a person who participates in a faith community of my own, and so this is all new to me. Mm-hmm. And I think to realize that each of these groups, almost all of them, really wants to welcome and include people to come and just participate and learn more. It doesn't mean you have to pick a side. Yeah. It doesn't mean you have to commit. That you're welcome and appreciated just for being there.
Great. That's a real positive message mm-hmm. that you've taken personally from all of this. So, thanks very much, Kat.
Thanks, Ben.
Appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me here.
Thank you.